by the heavens and will be rewarded. Those who practice visible goodness are known by people and they enjoy fame. Fame itself is a fortune, but fame is not favored by heaven and earth. For heaven and earth do not like those who seek fame. We can see that those who have great fame but lack the virtues supporting it, they will eventually encounter some kind of unthinkable adversity. A person who truly has not done any wrong but continues to be falsely accused by others will have descendants who will suddenly become very prosperous and very, very successful.
But then, why is there a saying that what seems to be goodness but is actually not?
In the spring-autumn period, there was a country named Lu, because there were other countries which took their citizens as slaves. The country of Lu made a law which rewarded those who paid the ransom to regain the freedom of their fellow citizens. At that time, Confucius had a student named Zigong who did not accept the reward, although he paid for the ransom to free his people. But when Confucius heard this, he scolded Zigong, saying, "You have acted wrongly in this matter. When saints and sages undertake anything, they strive to improve the social behavior, teaching people to be good and decent. One should not do something just because one feels like it in order to gain vanity fame." On hearing this, Zigong became puzzled and looked at Confucius with a frown. Confucius then explained to him, saying, "In the country of Lu, the poor outnumber the wealthy. By refusing the reward, you lead others to think that accepting the reward money is being greedy. Thus, all the poor people who do not wish to appear greedy will hesitate to pay ransom in the future. Only very rich people will have a chance to practice this deed. If this happens, no one will pay ransom to free our people again." Another student of Confucius, Zilu, once saw a man drowning in the river, and he went forth to rescue him. Later, the man thanked him by giving him a cow as a token of gratitude. Zilu accepted his gift. Confucius was happy when he heard this and said, "In the future, people will be willing and eager to help those who are drowning in deep waters or river." If we look at these two examples from the view of common people, Zigong, who did not accept the reward money, was good, and Zilu, who accepted the cow, was not as good. Who would have known that Confucius praised Zilu instead and scolded Zigong? From this we can see that those who practiced kind deeds must not only look at the present outcome, but should also consider effects of the act in the long run. One should not only consider one's own gain and losses, but should look to see the impact made on the public. What we do right now may be good, but with passing years it may inflict harm upon others. Therefore, what seems like goodness may in fact be the opposite, and what appears to be the opposite of goodness may someday turn out to be goodness done after all.
Father, what is improper goodness and proper goodness?
In the Ming Dynasty, there was once a prime minister named Wen Yi Liu, who, when growing old, retired to his hometown, where he was loved and respected by all. Once, a drunken villager proceeded to insult him. Mr. Liu thought that since he was drunk, he would not want to bother about the latter. A year later, the same man committed a grave crime and was sent to jail with the death sentence. Upon hearing this, Mr. Liu said with great remorse, if I had taken him to the authorities for punishment that day when he came to insult me, perhaps this would not have happened. A little discipline then could have prevented the great harm done now and might have saved him from certain death. This is an example of doing something bad while having good intentions. There is also an example of those who did good when they in fact intended otherwise. Once a famine ravaged the land, and people stole food from others in broad daylight. A rich family reported their stolen losses from the marketplace to the authorities, but the government did not want to get involved and did nothing to stop the people. Eventually, the people grew more daring and chaos was imminent. So the rich took the law into their own hands and proceeded to catch and punish those who stole from them. In this way, peace returned to the land and the people stole no more from one another. It was with selfish intentions that the rich family acted, but the result of their deeds actually did everyone a great benefit. For we all know that goodness is proper and evil is improper. But remember that there are cases where deeds done out of good intentions result in evil, and deeds done with evil intentions result in good.
Father, what is half goodness and full goodness?
In the I Ching, it is said, when a person does not accumulate kind deeds, he or she will not attain good fortune. When one does not accumulate evil deeds, he or she will not bring about great adversity. If we are diligent in doing kind deeds, it is like collecting things in a container, and with diligence it will soon be full. If we are somewhat lazy in our collecting, then the container will be half filled. This is one explanation of half goodness and full goodness. Once upon a time, there was a poor lady. This lady went to visit a Buddhist temple and wished to make a donation. However, she was so poor that she had only 2 cents, so she gave these to the monk. To her surprise, the temple's abbot himself came forth to help her repent for past offenses and dedicate her merits in front of the Buddha. The lady was very touched by his move. Later on, the same lady was chosen to enter the imperial palace, and she became a concubine to the emperor. Clad in her riches, the lady once again went to the temple to donate, this time bringing thousands of silver pieces to give. To her dismay, the abbot only sent his disciple to help her dedicate her merits. The lady did not understand, and so she questioned the abbot.
Master, in the past, I only gave cents in donation, and you helped me repent. Today, I donate in great sum, and you will not help me perform my dedication.